It is January 20th, 2025, at least for another minute. And it has happened. Inauguration Day has come and gone, and good Lord, was there a lot of stuff. So we're going to cover it. I'm not going to get long-winded. We're going to do what we got to do to get her done. Trying to keep these suckers down to about a half hour and move a little bit quicker. So I think that's perfect. The reason why I do it this way is so you can just strap on the earbuds and go about your day. You know, maybe you're making dinner. Maybe you're gardening in your indoor garden. Maybe you're growing potatoes in a bucket. I don't know. But you can listen to Crisis Report as you do it. That's right. Most comprehensive news on YouTube. And we're going to get into it right now. So hit that like button, do the subscribe thing, darken out the bell, and let's start to talk about all of the things that happened today. And there were a lot. We went through the executive orders over on PrepperNow. Had a little bit of spice, a little bit of saltiness to it. But the point is that we now know what's going on. The EOs come out, and we're going to see. As I said over there, and I say here, you know, I'm not a cult of personality guy. I hope Trump does everything he says he will. But if things go sideways or some BS starts to happen, we're going to call him out. All right? We're going to hold everybody's feet to the fire. So that's important, okay? Because we got a lot of fixing to do, a lot of problems. And let's get going. And by the way, just because he's in office doesn't mean you stop prepping. In fact, if anything, you should be prepping even harder. Okay? Here we go. Day one to get the country straight in both terms. Oh, I forgot about this one. This is from Aquila. Kind of making a joke of the some of the EOs about I don't understand. Let me just sidebar real quick. I don't understand everybody's just fascination with all of that stuff and putting that into anything. Like who you are, what you love, where you love it, and all that. That's for your bedroom and like behind your closed door. And that's it. That's it. I don't need it thrust into my face. I don't need it taught at school. I don't need any of that stuff. But of course, you know, that's been going on. But you know what? That's part of the reason why they lost. Because I think other people are tired of it as well. Moving on. Excuse me. Biden is issuing preemptive pardons for Fossey, Milley, and members of the January 6th committee. Okay. Marine One arrived to take Biden away from Washington following the inauguration. Russian President Vladimir Putin congratulated Trump on his inauguration day. There's word that they're going to try to get together and get a little lovey-dovey going and maybe stop all this BS that's been going on. Russia is open to dialogue with the U.S. We welcome Trump's desire to have direct contact with Russia and prevent World War III. Well, gosh, that sounds like a winning thing to me, too. Moscow congratulates Trump on taking office and is open to dialogue with the new administration on the Ukrainian conflict. Trump attended the St. John's Episcopal Church for pre-inauguration services. Trump will sign an executive order declaring a national emergency on energy. He's also going to sign an EO on that there are two sexes. Okay. EO on global terrorists are criminal cartels like Sinaloa and all that. So they're going to get the business. He's going to declare a national emergency at the southern border. He's going to reroute U.S. military assets to the U.S. southern border. He's going to be briefed on the process of the nuclear football and the biscuit. I don't know what the biscuit is, but okay. Kamala Harris welcomes J.D. Vance at the White House. Biden is writing his note to incoming President Donald Trump. I'm sure it was wonderful, probably done in crayon. President Trump will sign an executive order today ending birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. Now, there's some conjecture here, just some back and forth. Some people are saying it's, ending the 14th Amendment, or I don't know. I think this is all part of the going against the immigrants, taking away the incentivization of coming up here. You come up here, you have a kid, they're an American automatically. Well, incentivizes it. I don't know. Outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden welcomes incoming U.S. President at the White House. ABC News is losing their head about Pete Hegseth. They can't let go of the fact. He got pushed on to the next level, 14-13. Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary arrived at the Capitol. Fetterman arrived at the inauguration wearing shorts and a sweatshirt. He's going to be your next Democrat sweetheart, folks. You mark my words. Pence booed inside the Capitol. This is the New World Order, according to ABC News. Okay. I think of something different with that. Among the first executive orders set to be signed by Trump will be an order to rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. I like it. Chief of the General Staff speaking about the fallen soldier Staff Sergeant Oren Shaul. We still need to make every effort and explore every lead to return the hostages and all the fallen. That is our mission. So the IDF are still fighting the fight. Hostages have been released. So far, so good. We'll see. Let's see. Dmitry Medvedev said on Sunday that a nuclear war with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization almost began under Joe Biden. Oh, okay. What did catch my attention was his unhealthy interest in Ukraine, even though he explained it to me by acting on former President Barack Obama's instructions. Over time, those instructions turned into an obsession. The transformation facilitated by political mistakes, plain corruption, poor judgment stemming from historical ignorance and failure to appreciate the nature of Ukraineness. At some point, the old man went off the rails and essentially unleashed a war between the collective West and Russia, which almost led to the nuclear exchange with NATO. He's been clearly out of it lately. While it is true that the war benefits the U.S. economically, political costs and the real danger of a fatal conflict are far more important. It is something the old dude was not prepared for. This is a case where the head of a major world power lost control of the situation completely, resulting in a crushing electoral defeat for the Democrats. So that was in the Miami Herald. Illegal aliens are fleeing New York City shelters to escape Trump's deportation operation. Trump plans to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, restore Mount Denali's name to Mount McKinley. Just 33% of Americans express a favorable view of the Democratic Party, on all-time low in CNN's polling dating back to 1992. Maybe you shouldn't push all of your cultural rot onto the rest of us and go back to what you did in the 90s, which got Clinton in, which is worry about the little guy and do like jobs packages and not the Nut Chop 9000, whatever the heck it was you guys have been doing the last 4 years. 4 years ago, in the immediate aftermath, January 6, 2021, attack on the Capitol, Democrats' ratings stood at 49% and the Republicans at 32%. This is CNN. Cuba has lost more than 10% of its population in the last 3 years alone. About 850,000 Cubans have immigrated to the U.S. in that same period. Approximately 80,000 of the immigrants in 2022 were within the prime working ages of 15 to 59, and 50% settled in the Miami-Dade County area. And Cubans that do that tend to be conservative. Out of the 7 American hostages that were expected to be released today, only 3 are said to still be alive. Hamas does not release any of the American hostages today. Perhaps many be Saturday's list of hostages to be released. Let's take a look at which Americans are still with them. And that would be Adon Alexander, 21. I'm not going to go through all the different ins and outs. You can find this all on PrepperNow.substack.com should you want to go further. Ite Chen, 19. Sagui Dekal Chang. Gad Hagai. And most of these people are dead. Judy Weinstein Hagai. Omer Nutra. Keith Siegel. So they think Keith is alive. They think Sagui is alive. And they think Edon Alexander. So the rest are considered to be deceased. Famine threatens Sudan. What's that? Yeah, this is what a CW does to you. That's why most people die in a war. They don't die from bullets, they die from food. Or lack thereof. 1 in 3 children faces severe malnutrition in the war. It's been going on since 2023. That's a real famine, not the Gaza style, as Amir Sarfati is saying here. Hamas and its sympathizers and enablers are not only responsible for the massacre of October 7th and the destruction of Gaza thereafter, but also for the psyop that brainwashed millions and turned their heads away from the real G-side and real famine that are taking place. May not seem like it, but it is mid-January, and on Friday night, Janet Yellen announced, almost certainly for the last time in her long and unremarkable political career, that the United States would reach the debt ceiling the day after the President Trump's inauguration, and that the Treasury Department would take extraordinary measures to prevent the threat of a national default, and that is today. IDF spokesperson, Chief of Staff, Major Herzi Halevi, said final assessment of the situation. Along with the intense defense preparations in the Gaza Strip, we must be prepared for significant operations in the Judea and Samaria in the coming days in order to get ahead and capture the terror before they reach the citizens, our citizens. Chief of Staff also instructed to formulate plans for the continuation of the fighting, also in the Gaza Strip and in Lebanon. Second round of hostage releases will take place on Saturday, 25th of January, according to Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is planning to visit the U.S. this week to meet with newly sworn-in President Trump. As promised to Iran, Russia is fulfilling an agreement. Within 2 months, Iran will be a nuclear state. That's going to be what they're going to need to legitimize going to war with them. So this is going to be used. Iran is reporting that Russian plane landed in Tehran short time ago, carrying dozens of nuclear scientists and senior developers in the Russian military. So that could be very bad. Bitcoin has hit $109,000, waiting for Trump. Donald Trump is going to eliminate the U.S. federal diversity programs, including incoming White House officials said. Francis Macron says that Ukraine war will not end tomorrow or the day after. So it's going to keep going. Wonderful. Biden has pardoned his family because that doesn't look guilty. U.S. will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord, according to the White House. In his inaugural address, Trump is ripping into Biden's presidency while he sits a few feet away. We now have a government that cannot manage a single crisis at home. All of this will change starting tomorrow, and it will change very quickly. Your lips to God's ears. Trump vows to tariff and tax foreign countries. General Mark Milley's portrait has been removed from the Pentagon hallway. Ruh-roh. Elon Musk, it is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. We are going to have safe cities, finally, secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff, and we're going to take Doge to Mars. So he was super excited about that. A lot of people are kind of freaked out. Elon did this arm maneuver. He might have just been in the heat of the moment, or I don't know. Maybe he was signaling something evil. I don't know. Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible. We're going to get to that one here in a little bit. Oh my God. We got some stuff on that. Elon Musk already has a White House email address. Border Patrol agent in Vermont was dead after being shot in the neck by an illegal immigrant who sources say was a visa overstay. Shooter's dead. Elon Musk is likely to be given office space in the West Wing, giving him close proximity to President Trump. I'm going to make some heads explode. Arson suspect is in custody in connection to a Griffith Park brush fire that erupted amid red flag conditions. Syrian media claims that the IDF has begun constructing military bases in the captured areas of Syria's Quneitra province. John Ratcliffe, Trump's nominee for director of the CIA, has passed through the Senate Intelligence Committee with a vote of 14-3, with him expected to be approved by full Senate tonight, alongside Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth. Trump said he would pardon many of those convicted of storming the Capitol in January 2021 in the coming hours. He did so. The United States Federal Senate has confirmed Marco Rubio as Secretary of State with 99-0. A new era for U.S. diplomacy is born. Expected that Rubio will be the most hard-line diplomat since against the Islamic regime in Iran, communist regime of China, and anti-American far-left triangle in Iberian America, composed of the Chavistas of Venezuela and the Sandinistas in Nicaragua and the communists in Cuba. President Trump tosses pens to supporters after undoing almost 80 executive actions. Biden administration. Trump signed a directive ordering the federal government to restore and protect free speech, aiming to ensure the protection and restoration of free speech across the federal government. We think free speech is important here. President Trump signs a freeze on all federal hiring, except in the military and other critical categories. United States President Trump signs a regulatory freeze preventing bureaucrats from issuing more regulations until the Trump administration has full control over the government. Video from the Oval Office shows that Trump's entire desk is filled with executive actions and pardons. Yes, it is. President of the United States, Trump has pardoned approximately 1,500 defendants charged in January 6 Capitol incident and commuted 6 sentences. Fox News reports that Trump just signed an executive order directing all federal hiring to based on merit, not race or other characteristics, ending DEI-based hiring. So I guess your days of being able to get a job because you can suck a golf ball through 50 foot of garden hose is over. Trump is... Sorry, I couldn't resist. So tell us about yourself. Well, I sucked the chrome off a trailer hitch. Good Lord. Trump has signed an EO restoring... No, I can't personally. I'm just joking. Trump has signed an EO restoring Section F, which allows federal bureaucrats in policymaking offices to be fired for poor performance and insubordination. Trump announces the creation of Homeland Security Task Force, HSTF, HSTF, in all 50 states, and presence of criminal cartels, foreign gangs, transnational criminal organizations through the United States, dismantle cross-border human smuggling and trafficking networks, and end the scourge of human smuggling and trafficking. Please, please, please. Trump has pardoned pro-life activist Bevelyn Williams, who had the audacity to protest abortion. She was in jail for 3 years. Trump stopped the provision of any public benefits to any illegal alien not authorized to receive them under the provisions of the INA or other relevant statutory provisions. President Trump signed executive order withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization, which Trumpists rightfully accuse of being corrupted after the Chinese financial influence following the Rona. Trump said that Zelensky is ready to conclude a deal with Russia. Trump has paused foreign aid for 90 days. Asked by Globo TV journalist about the relationship between U.S. and Brazil and Latin America, Trump said they need us as much more than we need them. We don't need them. They need us. Follows heavy ties between the current Lula administration and the Democratic Party, with Lula even calling Trump's victory a return to Nazism with other faces. Good Lord. By the way, Texas GDP is bigger than Brazil's. Just saying. German Bundestag is preparing to ban the AfD party. Why? Because that's what you do when you're a fascist country. Issue of banning the right-wing Alternative for Germany party may be put on an agenda in the Bundestag next week. The Zeit newspaper reports, citing the initiator of the bill. It is noteworthy that the AfD is the second place in popularity amongst voters on the eve of the federal elections. Trump did not put his hand on the Bible while being sworn in. Trump on Greenland. He said the U.S. needs Greenland for international security. Denmark can't maintain it. The people of Greenland are not happy with Denmark. Chaos erupted outside Washington, D.C. jail as police removed anti-Trump protesters, clashing with J6 freedom groups ahead of the J6ers' release, fueling the speculation about undercover feds. Florida Governor DeSantis recognizes the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America in new executive order. Acting head of the U.S. immigration court system, along with 3 other key leaders, were fired soon after Trump administration took office on Monday. Poor guy. President Trump says he could enact a 25% tariff on Canada, Mexico on February 1st. President Trump gives TikTok 75-day grace period from the U.S. ban. Chief Justice Roberts began swearing in DJT before his family could join him at the podium, so he was not able to place his hand on the Bible. People were freaking out about this. Why? Because Roberts started early, wanted to get her done. By the time Melania arrived with the Bible, DJT was already in the process of being sworn in. Melania appeared to be trying to get his attention with her eyes, but he was laser focused on Roberts and the oath. And, well, on that note, a lot of people are kind of mad, and they're saying, oh, he's the anti, you know what, and blah, blah, blah. It is not a legal requirement to put your hand on the Bible, So, Article 6 of the United States Constitution states that all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support the Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. And that, my friends, is your crisis report for January 20th, 2025. Inauguration Day is come and gone. Orange Man Bad is back in the saddle. We're going to see where it goes. Till then, friends, God bless. Hit that like button, do the subscribe thing, darken out the bell, get the notifications, join me on Twitter and X and Mine and Gabs. And anywhere else. Possibly Subscribe Star and Locals. Yep. $2 a month for those. But anyway, I digress. I appreciate you. God bless you all. Let's get things going in the right direction. And we will see you on the next one.